Yeah. Yeah.
So once again, we are back with another episode, a brand new series of Blue Exorcist. Seeing it back is great to see it again. But that being said, this episode is pretty much a setup, and as well as getting us introduced to the Kyoto arc. Now, this episode can be broken down into two main parts. One was obviously the rescue of the little kid Satoru, I believe, being kidnapped by a demon. So it's up to Rin and Yukio to kind of rescue the kid. The second part was pretty much where we see everybody gather together again on their way to Kyoto with Rin and the rest of the class, blood and the training and all that. But so we'll start from the beginning. Right away, it kind of starts off in an interesting way. It starts off with the little kid mentioning how he's interested in seeing Exorcist fight, so he runs over, I guess, over the barricade, and then obviously this gives the opportunity for the demon to grab him and run off. Then we see Rin, who's trying to train his flames up, trying to control them better, but obviously he can't do it. This is when we get reintroduced to Shura, and again, it's great to see these characters again. But Shura kind of reminds Rin that he's got to get the better control of his flames, otherwise he's going to be executed. So until you do, no more using the katana. But sometimes it can be triggered without using the katana as well. We've seen that before, and it happened in this episode too. Not only that, and then we cut to Yukio, who's pretty much on the scene. He's trying to get the kid back by senior exorcist by the name of Toto. He turns out to have a much bigger role in this episode than we thought.
Now, we do get some information from Toto at the beginning, saying the left eye of the Impure King was stolen from the Deep Keep, I believe. So now the demon's on the run, and this leads Yukio to track him down. Yukio, I should say, Rin and Shura kind of meet up with Yukio, and then we kind of get a brief interaction between the two.
So Rin is pretty much trying to reassure the mother that Satoru's going to be okay, we're going to get him back, don't worry. And then you have Yukio, who's being a little bit more blunt, and saying, listen, you have to prepare for the worst, because things might not work out. So, and obviously this pisses off Rin, because obviously he wants to do everything he can to save the kid, and Yukio kind of says, don't make promises you can't keep. So, and to be honest, if it wasn't for him with the curing the little kid, I'm pretty sure the kid would have been dead, Satoru. So, well, Shura says she's going to meet up with somewhere else to try and get some more information. She says she's going to take Rin, but it doesn't take Rin long to give her the slip. He joins up with Yukio and Toto, who go underground to search for the demon, who's in possession of the right eye of the Impure King. It leads them to the demon, but then what happens is, well, first off, you see the kid, and he's still alive, but he's in a bad way, and he's obviously been affected. Yukio tries to shoot some bullets at the demon. Turns out to be nothing more than a decoy, because Toto turned out to be the real deal. I'm assuming what happened, because we did get a scene of, I guess the demons were spraying some mist or something on some of the exorcists. But I'm assuming it affected Toto, or Toto was the real thing to begin with, because he did come across as very knowledgeable about the right eye of the Impure King, and plus it makes sense, because if the right eye was stolen from the Impure King, it may have been an inside job, because according to Yukio, the security is supposed to be tight, it's supposed to be unimpenetrable to others. So how did that get stolen? So it would make perfect sense, and it doesn't matter, because Toto he kicks Yukio from behind, and then they kind of have some interaction. Rin tries to take off with the kid, but he activates his when Toto, the demon's trying to attack Rin. He activates his blue flames, but unfortunately, it makes the kid's situation even worse. his face starts pimpling up to a point where he's about to die, but then Yukio kind of steps in there, and there's some brief dialogue between the two. One, we couldn't find we're reminded about Yukio's past, about how he would be trembling whenever he saw a demon. Plus, Todo kind of said everybody has a slight darkness inside them. So, and then he kind of also mentioned we'll be waiting for you at Kyoto. So it's like a shout out to like maybe Yukio being manipulated or some shit. This episode totally gave me the vibe that somebody at the Exorcist class are going to be manipulated, kind of like Konohamaru was in season 1. If you remember, that's how he got manipulated. So I'm assuming it's going to be the same here. That's the vibe that I got. But that being said, I did find it cool. Yukio, to stop himself from trembling, he kind of stabs himself with a needle, and he injects the kid and cures the kid. You got Todo taken off with the right eye, so that's a problem. And then we're joined by Mephisto. Mephisto, the biggest troll of the series. Again, it's great to see these characters once again after such a long time. But according to Mephisto, Todo's not the one in charge. So Todo's obviously working for somebody in Kyoto. That's where they're heading towards. And he also says if we don't find out who's responsible for these attacks, we're going to have a problem. And especially with the theft of the right eye of the Impure King. That's what they're going for. So that's pretty much the end of part 1, but it did focus on Yukio a little bit, so I wonder if he's going to have a huge role in this series. Plus, it kind of gave me the vibe it's going to focus a little bit more on the side characters than just Rin, which makes sense. We see Shura and Rin, they board the train, they're headed to Kyoto, and so is everybody else, because according to Shura, they're there to back up the Exorcists are already fucked up over there. So, but there's going to be mass trouble. So prepare yourselves. Then, while Rin kind of meets up with Shamey, although she doesn't really say a whole lot. In fact, she says nothing except for one flashback. Obviously, it's super awkward. Not only her, but also others like Konohamaru and Suguro, who don't say shit to him, because obviously we get a flashback and remind of why. Because when he activated the blue flames and revealed to be the son of Satan, that pissed off a lot of people in that class. But to be honest, it was a bit fucked up, because one, if he didn't activate the blue flames in the first place, one thing that flashback taught me is probably most of the class would have been dead. So you take the good and the bad. Suguro being Suguro is like constantly bickering back and forth with of Rin. Two people that stand out the most are, one is Izumo. She's the only one in the entire class to not only interact with Rin, but also sit next to him. So I gotta give a shout out to that. I know a lot of people don't like a character, but I personally don't mind. The character's kind of like, it's starting to shine through with stuff like this, and the way that Rin is talking to Suguro. Now Suguro obviously letting Rin know the fact that obviously Satan was the one who destroyed the homeland, the temple, and all that. But Rin he throws it back at him and says, "It's fucked up what happened to your temple, but I'm not the one who's responsible for it. I have just as much of the reason to kick Satan's ass as you do, if not more." So that and it's funny because that's the way they kind of interacted for the first time in part 1. I do remember that. Again, I don't know how this is going to be laid out. It's kind of like the God of Forgotten about the anime, at least from episode 17 to 25. That's the vibe I got, but I don't care less. I care less. It's new content in Blue Exorcist. Now, when it comes to Izumo, she does have some interesting quotes. The one I think that stands out the most is when she's kind of talking to Rin about being the son of Satan. It's like, listen, that stuff doesn't matter. What matters is looking at the bigger picture. So everybody needs to start sweating on the small stuff. And when she's telling that to Rin, she's also referring to everybody in that class, and I thought that was cool because for an instant you see each of them flinch. So I thought that's pretty cool for somebody who's kind of like as a dodgy personality. I thought that was cool, but I still thought it was funny though, even though she's kind of stuck up for Rin. He still doesn't even remember her name, because he's like, "Oh, thanks for sticking up for me, eyebrows." And I'm like, well, come on, you don't even know this girl's name. She put her neck out here, bro. Again, that's going to be a plot device for this arc. For everybody to start trusting Rin again. Because if they don't, and sure, putting this out, if you fight Exorcist, can't fight alone, because if you do, you're going to be killed. So learn to work together, get over that shit. Obviously, Izumo blushing like hell, and Rin giving compliments up the ass for Izumo, so that was cool. There could be something there, maybe. Well, there's early days, so we'll have to wait and see. I did notice, however, the final 2 shots were given to Rin and Yukio. Judging from what we got in the first episode, the setup, we're set. So I can't wait to see what happens next. Judging from the preview, we're going to introduce some new characters as well. Very interesting design, so I can't wait for that. But that's it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think down below. The Return of Blue Exorcist. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'm about to watch One Piece Go Gold now. It's lit as hell. So comment, rate, subscribe. Catch you guys on the next one. Bye.